Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with two beauties. Here I have the Shirogorov-Sienkiewicz collaboration Sigma, and this guy over here is the Shirogorov-Sienkiewicz Pero Flipper collaboration as well in the house, and we're gonna just check them out and see how they are similar and how they differ. But hey, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. So let's check them out, because these are two truly beautiful pieces in my opinion. The Sigma and the Pero are just outstanding blades. In my opinion, they are both carbon fiber liner locks. They are both designed by Dmitry Sienkiewicz. You can see Sienkiewicz design right over here, and they are both executed masterfully by Shirogorov, and they're just beautiful. I mean, let's just check for a second the size first. Very similar sizes here. You've got the Pero, which is I would say around 8.5, 8.6 inches long overall, and the Sigma is a little bit, maybe 9 inches, so just a little bit bigger than that with a long blade. This is a 4.25 inch long blade, whereas the Pero has a like 3.75 inch long blade. So let's check them out because they are both fantastically done. Both are carbon fiber liner locks, as you can see, with very different feels. Like you can see that the Sigma has some micro grooves, like wavy grooves, and there's some wrapping around the pivot grooves, and it's a unique design, and of course it's in both sides. Whereas the Pero Flipper is absolutely smooth, but has this diamond-like, this gemstone cuts, facets, which is also replicated kind of here in this beautiful custom pivot, which is conferring some smoothness to the overall handle. So very nice. It's a little bit more edgy, and this guy is absolutely rounded off, chamfering going on all around the knife. So very different look indeed. Also, another difference is that they are sporting different screws. If you check, there's 2 handle screws for the Sigma and 3 handle screws for the Pero, with 3 others here which are used to keep, you can see from the inside, the liner in place attached to the carbon fiber scale in the back. Very similar, but also very different. You can see already the design is from the same hand, but follows a different inspiration. You have also, like, the screws, you can notice here are just closed and you can only access them from the back, whereas on the Pero they are both accessed. There's like 2 sets, one on each side. So interesting choice. Also, you can see that a similar choice has been made in the with the pivot, which is accessible only from the lock side with a special tool. You're gonna be needing something like this. In fact, this is a Sienkiewicz design Shirogorov collaboration pen, and inside this pen you can have this kind of tool, which has 2 bits, a big one for the pivot and a small one for the handle. And this is what you're gonna need in order for you to be able to disassemble these 2 guys. But these were being sent for review, so I'm not gonna perform any maintenance videos on this one, because I just prefer not to screw anything up. Also, another thing really similar is the Unobtrusive Flipper Tab. Like in the Pero is just like this. It's kind of like you don't even think this is a flipper, and look at that, just a little tiny thing sticking out. So basically you can easily fail like a push button with the Sigma, or you can just not decide not to do so, or you can just do a light switch, and this is gonna be fantastic. For the Pero, it's hard for me to do like a push button because of the shape. So there's some jimping here which is useless. You can't just push here, but you have to push just to do like a light switch from here. So this movement like that, and it's gonna deploy reliably 100%. Also, another difference is that in the Pero you can opt to use a lanyard, and that's why there's a lanyard hole over there directly through the scales and the backspacer, whereas here the backspacer has an integrated lanyard hole which is tiny, really tiny. It's one of my gripes. I mean, I'm not a lanyard guy, but that's a little bit too inaccessible, so a little bit tight. Probably it's easier if you disassemble the knife and wrap some paracord around through that, because here it's the space, the room to do that, it's not that much. Also, the Sigma has some anodization, some color going on, like you see around the pivot, and of course you see the titanium geared blue anodized backspacer, whereas the Pero is just gray backspacer, titanium, of course 3D milled, nicely done, and it's actually a good thing. I like longer backspacer, as you can see they are both covering almost the full length of the back of the knife. Really cool. There is some jimping, just very light on the Pero, only in the bottom and in the top right here, whereas on the Sigma the jimping is going throughout the backspacer. They are both sporting 3D milled titanium pocket clip with hidden screw, tip-up carry only and not reversible, so they're just gonna be for right-handed people. Also, another thing in common they have is the fact that these are liner locks, and they are both employing a stainless steel lock face insert which is screwed in from the inside, same mechanism. And like if you check the opening for your thumb when you want to disengage the lock bar, in the Pero it's probably a little bit easier. There's a little bit more room than in the Sigma. You see like a very small cutout here. I mean, it's accessible, but it's probably a little bit easier for me, at least, to do to disengage the lock bar in the Pero. Also, another little difference is that here you can see the notch catching up with the stop pin, whereas in the Pero it's just buried down and flush with the handle on this side. So sticking out and flush. Also, another thing is that both are absolutely centered, and you have a little bit more centering backspacer on the Pero than in the Sigma, just a different design. And also, like this Sigma right over here is employing an M390 steel blade, and the Pero Flipper actually it's using Vanax 37 steel. It's not marked on the Pero, but you can see where is it here, that this is marked M390 and MRBS, which is the same pivot system, multi-row bearing system employed in the Pero, and I believe you can see it somewhere. I don't know, probably no. You don't see oh no, yeah, actually it's like deep buried down there, as well as the production number, because the Pero is made, they're both made in 200 knives in total, so it's a limited edition. It's not going to be that easy to find these two guys. Also, another little difference is going to be the hand, the grip, the feeling that you have in the hand. Because in my case, the Sigma is just like fantastically designed for my hand. Whereas the Pero also, yes, it is. But like compared to the Sigma, I prefer much the Sigma because it's much more contoured, more rounded off. The Pero is nice, but it's a little bit edgy. You see there's this side over here. It's not doing anything bad, but like the reverse grip, it's a little, this side over here, it's a little bit happening too early for my taste, whereas on the Sigma is just like perfectly going like in this side, and it's, oh, wow, fantastic. Of course, the action is ridiculously good. Look at this, guys. Like, the Sigma is just so smooth, fantastic. The Pero, It's faster, you see, it just wants to drop shot faster, so there's less control, but they're both fantastically done. The sound, also, I think the Pero wins. Sigma and Pero. So Pero wins. Closing sound for the Pero. Very similar also on the Sigma, but the opening sound of the Pero is just on another level. It's just very deep clack, rich and fantastic. I love how the Pero is sounding when you deploy like that. Beautiful. I mean, also the Sigma has a great sound, but the Pero is a little bit deeper. Also, like the blade, you can see a little bit of differences. The jimping is pretty much the same. It's just subtly, there's a subtle difference in the spacing, in the width, let's say, of each groove. You can see that in the Pero is a little bit wider than in the Sigma. And then you can notice that there's a little bit of a swedge going on right here in the Pero, nothing going on the Sigma. Very simple blade. You have full belly right here, 100% belly up to the kind of like, let's call it sharpening choil. It's not really a sharpening choil, but there's some protrusion here, so it's gonna be a little bit easier to sharpen. Whereas on the Pero, there's no sharpening choil. I mean, you see, like it ends here, so be careful. But there's like maybe 40%, 50% belly, and then straight edge with a fuller. So very different blade shapes indeed. And also another little difference is that you have a little bit, I would say, because the stock thickness is the same, but looks like the Pero has a little bit thinner, is a little bit thinner behind the edge, just because this is a full flat grind, whereas here it's like it's flat up to here. So they could have managed to go a little bit deeper and have a little bit thinner behind the edge blade, but I think the Sigma just killed it. Also, plunge grind is pretty much the same, just a little bit longer on the Sigma. And I think they are both two very fantastic knives, really expensive because they are like in the $1,800 US range. Both amazing options. If you are looking for a Shirogorov Sienkiewicz collaboration, just don't miss any of these two guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.